Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Radhe Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Jaya Gauranidai Jaya Gauranidai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Shri Shri Radha Gokulanand ki Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki Shri Shri Gauranitai ki Granthrasan Bhagavad Gita ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Reading from Granthrasan Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 17. The chapter is entitled The Divisions of Faith, and today we are discussing text 24. Tasmad omityudahritya Tasmad omityudahritya Yagyadana tapah kriyah Yagyadana tapah kriyah Pravartante vidhanokta Satatam brahmavadina Satatam Brahmavadina. Tasmadomityudahritya Yagyadana tapah kriyah Pravartante vidhanokta Satatam Brahmavadina. Would anyone like to try? Tasmadomityudahritya Yagyadana tapah kriya Pravartante vidhanokta Satatam Brahmavadina. Tasmadomityudahritya Yagyadana tapah kriya Pravartante vidhanokta Satatam Brahmavadina. Anyone else? Yes, go ahead. Tasmadomityudahritya Yagyadana tapah kriyah Pravartante vidhanokta Satatam Brahmavadina. Okay, so word meaning. You can repeat after me. Tasmat, therefore. Om, beginning with Om. Iti, thus. Udahritya, indicating. Yagya, of sacrifice. Dana, charity. Tapaha, and penance. Kriyah, performances. Pravartante, begin. Vidhan uktaha, according to the scriptural regulation. Satatam, always. Brahmavadina, of the transcendentalists. Translation. Therefore, transcendentalists undertaking performances of sacrifice, charity and penance in accordance with scriptural regulations begin always with Om to attain the supreme. Purport. Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam, Rig Veda 1:22-20. The lotus feet of Vishnu are the supreme devotional platform. The performance of everything on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead assures the perfection of all activity. Om Ajnana Timira Andhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitansha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patita Nama Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane. Hare Krishna. So very warm welcome to you all to today's Bhagavad Gita class. Before I begin, I seek blessings from each one of you. So basically, this is my first ever Bhagavad Gita class in any ISKCON center. How it happened is, in the past few months, I have got the opportunity to speak in the morning Srimad Bhagavatam classes. So as a result, I found that I was becoming a bit puffed up. So I went to my elder brother. I asked him that this is the problem. Do you have any solution? So he suggested two things. He said, first, what you should do is, you should start sitting in Bhagavad Gita classes. And second, what you can do is, start giving Bhagavad Gita classes if given an opportunity. So yes, as a result, here I am. So yes, please bless me that I can speak something relevant for your divine pleasure and for my own purification. So in this verse, in this chapter 17 of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is talking about the divisions of faith. Faith, if we see, is very powerful and very important also, both for spiritual life as well as material life. For spiritual life, its importance has been stated by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He writes, Shraddha Vanadana Bhakti Adhikari Uttama Madhyama Kanishta Shraddha Anusari. The level of advancement of a spiritual practitioner is defined by the degree of his faith. The stronger will be the faith of the practitioner, the more advanced he will be in spiritual life. So that's spiritual life. And in material life also, if we see, faith is very important. It is so important that without faith, we cannot move an inch in this world. Simple example, let's say I have to go from here to my office. My office is in central London. So if I have to go there, I have three options. Either I can take a cab, or I can take a tube, or a bus. So out of these three, whatever means of transport I may choose, I'll have to have faith that the driver will make me reach my destination safely, right? That he'll not commit any accident. In the past, in London, accidents have happened or not? They've happened, right? I was reading that in 2023, a total of 23,000 road collisions took place in the whole of London. That's a big number, a high number. So there's a reason to doubt, but still, I'll have to put faith. Because if I do not put faith, I'll not be able to move ahead. Another example, let's say somebody wants to go out and have a meal at a restaurant. They'll have to put faith that the employees of the restaurant, they have not mixed anything harmful in their meal, right? No poisonous elements like that have been used. Can it happen? Yes, it can very much happen. It's very much possible. Like when I was at my uni, what happened once is, in one of the hostels, the food which was served, that was not good. Something inappropriate was used. As a result, most of the students of that hostel fell sick, to the degree that the exams had to be cancelled. Now, this happened. When this happened, it was a national, this news was talk of the town. Poisonous food served at IIT, Indian Institute of Technology. This was there in the headlines in the newspapers. But guess what? The day this happened, the very next day, food was served in the dining room of the same hostel, and most of the students made it there. There was a reason to doubt. There was every reason to doubt. But still, they had to put faith. Why? Because without faith, we cannot move. Another example, World Trade Center thing. You must have heard about it, right? When that accident happened, when that disaster happened, for a week it is said that the number of people traveling by airplanes that dropped drastically. The number of people who were flying for a week after the World Trade Center thing, that dropped drastically. But after a week, what happened? It again became normal. Why? Because people have to put faith. If they want to travel, if they want to move ahead in life, they have to put faith. So this is how important faith is. So therefore, Krishna is talking about faith in this chapter. And he talks about the faith of three categories of people. The first category is of those who are in the mode of goodness. The second category is of those who are in the mode of passion. And the third category is of those who are in the mode of ignorance. Now what is this? Goodness, passion and ignorance. So this has been very wonderfully, in nutshell, described by Srila Prabhupada in one of the purports of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita 14.6. The verse says, Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakam anamayam sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena chanagha. So in the purport of this verse, Srila Prabhupada uses one term for each of these three modes. So he writes that those who are in the mode of goodness, they are happy. Those who are in the mode of passion, they are active. And those who are in the mode of ignorance, they are helpless. Why? Why so? Because those who are in the mode of goodness, they drive their life by a purpose. They have a purpose in life. And that purpose is generally spiritual. So they lead a simple life and hence happy. Those in the mode of passion, they also drive their life by a purpose, but because their purpose is generally material, they want to have big things in life. So therefore they are very passionate in nature and hence they have to be very active. So therefore the term used for them is active. And the third category is those in the mode of ignorance. They are helpless. Why? Because they are not driven by a purpose in life. They are driven by their mind. They are driven by feelings. They are driven by emotions. They are helpless because they don't want to take anyone's help. They cannot be held by either others, nor by themselves, nor by a combination of both. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Materna Krishne paratah swato va mitho vipadyeta griha vratanam adanta gobhir vishatam tamisram punaha punascharvita charvananam. Materna Krishne paratah swato va. Swataha means by their own endeavor. Parataha means by the help from others. And mithaha means by the combination of both. Nothing works for such people. Why? Because they are driven by feelings. They are not driven by a purpose. They are not committed to any purpose, and that's why they are distracted. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, those who are not committed to anything are distracted by everything. Those who are not ekeha, they are bahushakha. Those who do not have single-pointed attention, they are many-branched. Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha gurunandana bahushakha hi anantascha buddhayo avyavasayinam. So Krishna is telling that those people who drive their life by a purpose, they are vyavasayi. Vyavasayi is a Sanskrit term. Its literal meaning is, anybody knows? Businessman. So those who are driven by a purpose, Krishna is addressing them as vyavasayi. Why vyavasayi? Why is Krishna addressing those who are driven by a purpose as businessmen? Because a businessman is somebody who's always always driven by one thing, and that is profit. A businessman doesn't care who is coming, who is going, which government is there in power, what weather is there outside. He is totally unconcerned. His only concern is, how can I make profit? Even if he is on a vacation, at the vacation destination, if he can make some good networks, he'll do that. Why? Because more networks means more profit. Right? So this is those who are driven by purpose. The other category, the other kind of people, Krishna is saying are avyavasayi. Means they are not driven by a purpose. So if they are not driven by purpose, what are they driven by? They must be driven by something, right? If they are existing in this world, if they are surviving, then there must be some driving force. So their driving force is feelings. They are not driven by purpose. And if you ask them, hey, why don't you have a purpose? Why don't you follow a purpose in life? Why are you not committed to anything? So they'll say, if we have a purpose, then we'll be bound. We don't want to be bound. We want to be free. We want to enjoy. We want to eat, drink, and be merry. Right? If we have a purpose, then we'll not be able to have a great time. We want to have a great time. That's why we are driven by feelings. And this is true. Those who are driven by feelings may have a great time. But those who are driven by purpose have a great life. Those who are driven by feelings may know how to look cool. But those who are driven by purpose know how to be cool. Those who are driven by feelings, they react to the world. But those who are driven by purpose, they shape the world. Those who are driven by feelings, they live for today. Those who are driven by purpose, they plan for tomorrow. Those who are driven by feelings, they seek excitement. Those who are driven by purpose, they seek growth. Those who are driven by feelings, they chase fleeting pleasures. Those who are driven by purpose, they build lasting legacies. Those who are driven by feelings, their only source of nourishment is external praise. But those who are driven by purpose, their source of nourishment is their own inner blaze. They are not affected by external praise, by external validation. Why? Because if external validation is the only source of our nourishment, then we'll end up remaining hungry for the rest of our life. If we are only motivated by external validation, then we'll end up remaining dissatisfied throughout our life. I don't know what's the culture here in the universities at UK, but at my university, what used to happen is some students were there who used to always sit at the front benchers. And there were some who used to always take the back seat, the back benchers. So those who were front benchers, so often they were made fun of by the back benchers. You are a nerd, you are a geek, you are this, you are that. Why are you sitting at the front? You look so unimpressive, so uncool. Come at the back, sit with us. That's how you look cool. But guess what? When it was the time of examination, when the exam time was there, it is these same nerds, these same geeks who used to be most cool-headed. During the exam time, they used to take 8 hours of nap every single day. And the ones who were backbenchers, they used to somehow manage with 2 hours of sleep, finding solutions, finding answers, finding assignments, finding tutorials. Why? Because the purpose was to look cool, not to be cool. When the front benchers were busy studying at the front bench, these backbenchers, they were operating on WhatsApp, YouTube, Instagram, etc. Nothing wrong with Instagram. Nothing wrong with YouTube. Nothing wrong with WhatsApp. Don't get me wrong, we are not against fun. Bhagavad Gita is not against fun. Bhagavad Gita is against those who are trying to have fun all the time. If we try to have fun all the time, then guess what? Our life will become very funny. If we are chasing fun all the time, then our life will become a comedy which we never asked for. Right? So this is what those who are driven by feelings do. Those who are driven by feelings, they try to have fun all the time. They are easily carried away by the ups and downs of life. They forget that ups and downs are not life. They are just a part of life. Once, after 2007 Cricket World Cup, Adam Gilchrist, he was interviewed. During the interview, he was asked, Mr. Gilchrist, are you planning to take retirement? Are you planning to retire from the world of cricket? For those of you who don't know, 2007 Cricket World Cup was won by Australia. And Adam Gilchrist was an Australian cricketer. And this question was asked because that's how most of the cricketers try to end their career. They try to end their career on a high note, right? They try to end their career after winning some World Cup, some Champions Trophy, some league, some tournament. Why? Because if they do this, then they'll be known for the rest of their life as somebody who has done something great for the country, right? For example, last year, 2024, the T20 World Cup was won by India. And on the day of the finale, 3 Indian cricketers announced their retirement. Who all? Very good. Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma and Ravindra Jadeja. So that's how most of the cricketers announce their retirement. They try to end on a high note. So therefore, Adam Gilchrist was also asked, are you planning to take retirement? And everybody expected a yes. But he came up with a response which was totally unexpected. He said, Adam Gilchrist doesn't make a decision when it's too high or too low. Adam Gilchrist doesn't make a decision when it's too high or too low. This is a perfect example of a person who's driven by purpose. He knew that success and failure is not my career. Success and failure is a part of my career. Right? So, yes. So basically, what we should try to do is, we should not try to run our life based on feelings. We should try to run our life by purpose. And if we do not have a purpose, that's even worse. If somebody has a purpose and he's not driving his life by that purpose, that's one thing. But not having a purpose only, that's another level of stupidity. Not having a purpose is like sitting in a train and asking the question, where can I find food? Now you people will ask, what's wrong with this? If I'm sitting in a train and I'm hungry, the natural question is this, no? Where can I find food? What's wrong with this question? Nothing wrong with this. But the more important question is, where is the train going? That's the more important question. That should be the primary question. Where can I find food is also important, but that is secondary. The primary question should be, where is the train going? It is said that if you don't know where you are going, just take any path. You will reach there. If you don't know where you are going, if you don't know where to go, just take any path. You will reach there. Why? Because you were anyhow not clear in the first place where to go. Right? So yes, therefore, we should have a purpose in life. So now the question comes, what should be the purpose? So this question is very wonderfully answered in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. There's a verse which states, Tasyaiva heto prayateta ko vido na labhyate yad brahmatam uparyadaha tallabhyate dukkhavadanyata sukham kalena sarvatra gabhira ramhasa. So in this verse, it is being said that tasyaiva heto prayateta ko vido. Ko vido. What does COVID mean? Not COVID-19. COVID is a Sanskrit term which means intelligent. So those of us who are intelligent or who think that we are intelligent or who are trying to be intelligent, what we should do? We should not have a goal which is easily obtainable anywhere between the highest planet of this world down to the lowest planet. The highest planet of this world is called Brahma Loka. The lowest planet is called Patal Loka. Brahma Loka is a place where Lord Brahma resides. Patal Loka is a place where the sinful people go. The Srimad Bhagavatam is saying that don't aspire for anything that is easily obtainable anywhere from the highest planet of this world down to the lowest planet. Why? Because that's ordinary. You as human beings should strive for something extraordinary because human form of life itself is extraordinary. It's different. It's a higher form of life. So we should strive for something higher, something extraordinary. And what's that extraordinary thing? We should try to get out of this material world. We should try to go back to Krishna, go back to the spiritual world. That is a goal worth having. We should strive for that. We should work hard for that. All our efforts should go for that. Now somebody will say, okay, so you are saying that we should start putting all the endeavor, all the effort to go back to the spiritual world. This should be the purpose. Okay. But till now, I was working hard for material happiness. Till now, all of my efforts, all of my endeavor was to collect as much material happiness as possible. Now you are asking me to change the direction. If I change the direction, if I start working towards getting out of this world, then what will happen to material happiness? What will happen to that? What will happen to my family? So Bhagavatam says, you don't need to worry about that because it will automatically come. Just like material misery, it comes automatically, right? None of us pray that, oh my Lord, since past few days, everything has been very smooth. So tomorrow, please do one thing, break my arm. Next time when I'm driving, please let me have an accident, oh my Lord. When I go to my house in the evening, please let me have a fight with my spouse. Anyone prays like that? Nobody. How many of you came in front of Radha Gokulanand today and prayed, oh my Lord, since past few days everything has been really good. Let my wallet be picked up by some pickpocketer, or let some random person walking on the street slap me in the face. Let my neighbor rebuke me tonight. How many of you prayed like that to the deities? None of us. But do these things happen? Yes, they do happen. They happen. Prahlad Maharaj says, Sukham Aindriyakam Daitya Deha Yogena Dehinam Sarvatra Labhyate Daivad Yatha Dukkham Ayatnataha. He says that dukkha, material misery, comes out of its own accord. Ayatnataha. None of us put an effort for that. It comes automatically. It comes automatically, right? We don't work for that. We never put an endeavor for that. Still, dukkha comes automatically. So just like dukkha comes without us asking for it, similarly, material happiness or sukha will also automatically come. We don't need to put in special effort for that. We can utilize our time for something higher. We, human beings, striving for material happiness is like me telling you all that my goal for today is to make this clock somehow or the other hit 10 p.m. You will be like, are you crazy? Have you lost your mind? That will automatically happen. When it's the right time, this clock will automatically hit 10 p.m. I don't need to put special endeavor for that. I don't need to do anything special for that. It will automatically happen. I can utilize my time in lot many more constructive ways, in lot higher ways. I can do something meaningful with my time. I don't need to sit and wait for the clock to hit 10 p.m. Right? Similarly, we don't need to put in effort to collect sukha. Sukha will come automatically when it's the right time. We should use this human body for something higher. If we are using this human body to eat, drink, and be merry, to increase our material happiness, that is like using this laptop as a door stopper. Using this laptop as a door stopper, good idea, bad idea? Bad idea. Why bad idea? This is made of good material, Prabhu. I mean, it won't break. Trust me. Good idea, bad idea? Bad idea. Why? Because it can be used for many higher purposes in lot more constructive ways, right? If I want to use something for a door stopper, that can be done with lot lower things, less valuable things. Similarly, this human body which we have obtained, this is meant for something higher. The material happiness, that can be obtained in animal forms of life, lower forms of life also. Hitopadesh says, Ahara nidra bhayametunam cha samanyametat pashubhi samanaha samanyametat pashubhir naranam dharmo hitesham adhiko vitesho dharme nahina pashubhi samanaha. Ahar, nidra, bhay and methun. These four things, they are common between an animal and a human being. Ahar means eating, nidra means sleeping, bhaya means defending, and methun means mating, sex life. So ahar, we might be eating in a 5-star hotel some very wonderful delicacies, and the animal might be eating raw, uncooked food on the street. But Mahabharata says that the principle of eating, that is, the nourishment and that satisfaction which the food provides, that remains the same for them, for both of them. Sleeping. We might be sleeping in soft, comfy beds. The animal might be sleeping on the road. But the essence of sleeping, the respite which it offers, Mahabharata says, that remains the same. Similarly, we might be using high-tech weapons for our protection, and animals might be using their own physical strength for that purpose. But the principle of defending, that remains the same. And similarly, we might be having sex life in our private rooms, and animals might be doing it in public. But the principle of mating, that remains the same. So these things, they are common. If we are also busy increasing the standard of these things, then what's the use of higher form of life? We have got a higher form of life. We should use it for longing for something higher. We should not long for a luxurious bungalow, a skyscraper building, a huge bank balance, a trendy car, brand new shoes, etc., etc. These things will automatically happen. We need to have a longing for something higher. It is said that the standard of our living doesn't define us as much as the standard of our longing does. What are we longing for? If we are longing for something lower, then unfortunately Mahabharata says that we are as good as animals. There's another very beautiful verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. It says, Kamasya nendriya priti labho jiveta yavata jivasya tattva jigyasa nartho yaschaiya karamabhi. Kamasya na indriya priti. Kam. What is Kam? Or who is Kam? Who is Kamadev? In Hindi, it is said, Kamadev वो है जिन्होंने सबको काम पे लगा रखा है. I don't know. Those of you who know Hindi must have got it. So, but yeah, Kam in general means desire. So Bhagavatam is saying, Kam should not be employed for Indriya Priti. It should not be employed for sense gratification. Why? Because that can be done in lower forms of life also. So, okay, so now you may ask, you are telling me not to engage my desire for sense gratification. So, let's say tomorrow I am hungry, and if I feel like eating something, you are saying that I should not eat. Why? Because if I'll eat, I'll be doing sense gratification. So basically you are telling me that if I am hungry, I should not eat anything. In nutshell, you are asking me to die. Is that what you are meaning? Is that what Bhagavatam recommends? You ask me to die? So no. The next line says, Labho jiveta yavata. Sense gratification is not to be given up. It is to be restricted. Restricted to what degree? Labho jiveta yavata. As much as is absolutely necessary to keep the body and the soul together. To keep the body and the soul together means work hard for sense gratification, which is absolutely necessary to stay alive. Now you'll say, okay, so if we do this, then we'll end up saving a lot of time, right? How much endeavor goes in barely staying alive? Very less, right? So if we have to put in effort only that much, which is absolutely necessary to stay alive, then I'll end up saving a lot of time. What do I do with that extra time? So the third line says, Labho jivasya tattva jigyasa means inquire into the absolute. Ask questions like, who am I? Who is God? What is my relationship to God? This is what human life is meant for. And fourth line says, Nartho yascha iha karamabhi means make sure that you do not have any other goal in life. If you have any other goal apart from this, then you will be comfortably miserable. I'm not saying this. Bhagavatam is saying this. Okay. These days in the morning, in the Bhagavatam classes, we are going through the section of prayers of Lord Brahma. So there, he offers very wonderful prayer. Deivena te hatadyo bhavata prasangat sarva shubhopashamanad vimukhendriyaye kurvanti kama sukhalesha lavaya dina lobha vibhuta manaso kushalani shashvat. So Brahma is saying, if somebody is lobha abhibhut, if somebody is overwhelmed by greed, in this world everyone is overwhelmed by greed, right? Everyone is trying to increase their material happiness, material possession, standard of living, like that. So if somebody is overwhelmed by material desires, by greed, Lord Brahma is saying he is a kushal. The word kushal comes from the root word kusha. Kusha is a type of grass which is used for performing sacrifices. The special characteristic of this grass is, if you try to pluck it from the ground, you will end up hurting your hands. Why? Because it's very sharp. So kushal, that Brahmana who can pluck out kusha grass so effectively that his hands do not get hurt, that Brahmana is called kushal. He is intelligent. So the term kushal means intelligent. So Lord Brahma is saying, those people who are working hard day and night for increasing their material happiness. They are not so intelligent. So what should they do instead? They should try to serve Krishna. They should try to take shelter of his lotus feet. If we do so, then we'll be able to get above, we'll be able to rise above these three modes of material nature which Krishna has been talked about. And this verse talks about transcendentalists. So if we do so, if we try to serve Krishna's lotus feet, then we'll become a transcendentalist. Then we'll rise above the three modes of material nature. And this verse says that what do these transcendentalists do? They perform sacrifice, charity and penance, which is three categories, three characteristics. Firstly, such sacrifice, charity and penance that is in accordance with scriptural regulations, means it should not be done whimsically. Secondly, it should have involvement of some holy name, basically some chanting of the holy name should be there. And thirdly, the purpose should be to attain the Supreme. The purpose should not be to become famous on YouTube. The purpose should not be to defeat somebody or destroy someone. The purpose should be to attain the Supreme. So yeah, that was mostly it from me. Anyone has any comments, thoughts, questions? Yes, Eric Prabhu.
So I was thinking in the regard of, as we were describing the people who make plans, and they are very conscious or determined of the direction, and then there are those who are living spontaneously, kind of. So I was just thinking whether it can't kind of slip into the mindset of being the controller of everything and not giving a chance to some higher direction or some higher consciousness to enter and give us some ideas. I don't know if you know what I mean.
No, I didn't get what you mean. Uh-huh. That's your question? Yeah. So as an answer to this, once I heard that when we say that we should depend on Krishna's plan, we should surrender to Krishna. When we talk about spirituality, that should not lead to inaction. Okay, that should not mean we become lazy. We should know, we should work as if everything depends on us, but at the end we should know that nothing depends on us. So yes, this can be helpful probably. Anything else? Anyone? Alright, thank you so much for coming, and in next 4 minutes we'll have Aarti, so please stay with us. Hare Krishna. Pranthrashram Bhagavad Gita ki, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki, Thai Gaur Premanande. That's so bad.
You were like also, there was a lot of emphasis into just the mundane examples. Fit that into one hour. When did you start?
I came back from this.
Yeah, you were then the beginning of my life. Anyway, next week we're going to be talking about next week.
Gita class. Gita class. I'm done with Gita.
First and last Gita class.